Hi guys, welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be looking at item power. What is it? What does it do? Why do I want it? So basically, item power, for anyone that's played any other MMO in the last 5 years, is item level. It is how to define your gear compared to another piece of gear and what the difference is. So if we look at my Assassin's Jacket now, my Assassin's Jacket has an item power of 941. If you actually hover over it, it tells you what the difference is. So we've had 100 by it being 5.1, we have 10 for the quality, and we have 39 because that is my specialisation bonus. So we're going to go in further to all of this. So the first thing to note is the crafting. You can craft things at tier, whatever tier, and they will have a base level. So if we actually go through a couple of different tiers, you've got tier 4 gear which starts at... It's actually going to be hard for me to look. Let's look at plate. So, unfortunately, because of our mastery already, we can't really see. So, tier 4 gear starts at 700. Tier 5 gear starts at 800 then. And then tier 6 starts at 900. That got very confusing for a second there. So you've got all this. You've then got good and outstanding and excellent. So normal, good, outstanding, excellent, masterpiece. So let's actually use this to look at the differences. Let's go to tier 4. So you've got normal, which is the base level of the item. You craft something that's guaranteed to be at least normal. You've then got good, which adds another 10 to the item power. You've then got outstanding, which adds another 20 to the item power. Excellent adding 50, and I believe masterpiece adds about 80. Oh, masterpiece adds 100. So masterpiece and masterpiece craft is actually equivalent to the next tier higher, which is amazing. That's just such a big bonus. So what does item power actually do for us? Item power both buffs all of the stats as well as the skills. So the skills go up with your item power, obviously different tiers. So if we actually go to cloth helmets, go to all, if we look at mage cowls, this is a really obvious sort of thing. We look at this as a 700, that does 74 damage per second for 5 seconds. You then look at tier 4.1, that does 81 damage per second for 5. So it's just a flat increase in all of your skills in terms of the damage. Some of them it increases the amount that they do. So like Howl, I believe, is changed by item power for the damage it does, and maybe the attack speed as well. It's typically damage, though, is the main thing. But yeah, so item power is obviously a big thing in this game. You can roll items as well. So if we look at my boots here, my boots are normal. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the repair station. We're going to repair because we're terrible. And then we're going to go to this bottom tier here which says reroll quality. Put the item in there, and for a small amount of silver, really, in the grand scheme of things, we can reroll quantity. It'll normally give you a ask if you want to do this. I've done this today already, so it's not asking me. But you can turn it off for an entire session, basically, so you can just keep clicking. And effectively, you roll the dice to see if you increase it in quality. There we go. So eventually you'll roll it, and it'll go to... It can go more than one tier ahead, but I've only seen it happen once or twice. It typically goes up one tier at a time. So now that is good, and it's given it another 10 item power. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to spend a little bit more and see if we can get it to the next level. I'm just trying to give a general gist to see how long it normally takes. It's not reliable. I wouldn't do this if it wasn't a case of... like, unless you had endgame gear and you had nothing else to spend silver on, I wouldn't be doing this. So it doesn't look like we're going to get it. We're going to do my bow just because a good bow... Oh, there we go. So that went from nothing to outstanding. It happens, but it's not reliable. But there we go. So we've got good crafted gear. Quality gear now. So yeah, item power is just effectively how your gear decides what stats it has. And obviously there's so many different things that decide how good it's going to be. So the other one then on top of that is you can go to this, and if we search for magic, I'm looking for one specifically because I know the name of it, we can look at Life Curse Staff. Now Life Curse Staff is a tier 4 staff that starts at 800, 800 being the tier 5 starting item power as seen here. So because it's an artifact, it immediately goes up one bracket. There we go. It's not armor either. So it immediately goes up one bracket. So ultimately, artifacts are slightly stronger. To be equal to a normal piece, you'd have to get a normal piece that's a tier higher, if that makes sense, to be equal. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else really to go over with it. Yeah, so you can, so just to basically TLDR sort of thing, the ways to increase your item power of a specific item is to re-roll them on the quality, or you can just keep crafting them until you get a nice one, and that's the good quality, the outstanding masterpiece, etc. You can craft them with higher materials, and that is the tier 4.1, tier 4.2, tier 4.3. That's the diamonds at the bottom here. Obviously relevant to the tier you're using, of course. And other than that, you can use something we didn't go over. So in here, if we look at leather boots, because it's the one I had there, we get specialization points. It's not for that one, it's that one. So we get specialization points to a buff to the item power for every tier of this we get. So from this we're getting 0.2, which isn't particularly much, for all leather shoes for every point we get. Then this is where we get into the mastery points, and this is why it's very crucial basically to find a build you like early on in when release comes out, because you're going to want to focus a specific build so you can get as many mastery points as possible. And this is the reason why, because we get +2 points for every single level of this for assassin shoes, only for assassin shoes. So we get 0.2 to all shoes just for every point, and then we get +2 to assassin shoes. So if we actually look at assassin shoes again, 43 of that has come from mastery bonus. That's actually quite a lot, considering that's almost half a tier above just by having mastery in it. So Mage Cal's one that I've got a lot in. That's 62 mastery bonus I'm getting from that. So that's another important thing. Come release, you're going to want to have a build set out that you want, so that you can focus in getting mastery in all of these pieces. Weapons work the same. So if we go this way, you've got bows, which gives 0.2 to all bows. And then you've got war bows. It gives +2 to all item power. So actually, we'll spend LP on this. So if we look at my bow now, it has 946 mastery. If I go into here and spend the learning points to finish this next level, 948. So it's gone up by 2. Again, +2. But yeah, so I think that's it, guys. That's all I wanted to go into with this. It's not supposed to be a very long video. It was just a brief overview on item power. If there's anything else you want me to go over or explain, I will do my best to find out any information that I don't know. Anything else, leave in the comments below, guys. Like, subscribe, all that usual stuff. You get it. Head over to Guskey Twitch. We're still in the partnership process, hoping for some news soon. So the more people over there, the better. Other than that, guys, have a nice day and good night.